was also going to see support Mr. President for a second time in office. And I did not also miss words to say as a minister that my party never consulted me of the candidates they were going to present. Only candidates who told me they were running the election, and which are also candidates that were supporting the president. Those candidates I will support. It's unfortunate they may be in the same party, but I never said I was going to support so party, but I said I was going to support candidates who are in support of Mr. President for his re-election. It doesn't matter which party the candidates may belong to, but if they are supporting Mr. President, then of course I'm going to pitch my tent. So the issue of how do I feel being another party and working for another party does not arise. So that's why I have to go back to history, so you know where we are. And remember one of our interviews here I said, because of the crisis of PDP, it will be very difficult for candidates. I mean, it's like taking too much risk. Who do I know who actually will be the National Party Chairman, who has the right to communicate to the Independent Electoral Commission as required by the ANEC guidelines? And so taking a risk to run in a party that you do not know who actually will be responsible in submitting your names to ANEC, that would be a very big risk. And again, how prepared as a party that will be presenting you, sponsoring you for that position is another thing altogether. So if you say working for another party, I don't think so. But working for Mr. President, yes, and I owe no apologies to anybody.
The election itself generated a lot of attention even before the election day, because a lot of people saw it as a prelude to what will be happening in less than 8 months or so from now. And I mean, apart from that, your own person too also added to that attention. You were accused of declaring a curfew, or in an attempt to ensure that things go in a particular way. That made it impossible for people to come out to vote. That got some people angry and they didn't bother to come out to vote and all of that.
But you see, and I have to say this clearly, election is a process. It's a process that starts from nomination of candidates. It's a process that goes to campaign before you get to election. So election is not just that particular date of voting, and that's the mistake people make. You are going to school, you know exam will come. An exam will be, say, in 2-3 months' time. Nobody waits for exam to come before you know that you will prepare for the exam. So it's a process. You must attend classes, you must read to be prepared for the exam. And that is why you see students who are not prepared for exams, when they see an opportunity of student demonstrating for that to be strike, they call for strike. They want not to write the exam. This election you are talking about didn't just come on the 21st of February. The process has been there. Remember, and that's what I've always told people, some parties have said that the election of 21st February will determine the election of 2027. Remember, the Senate that represents FCT has said that they will use local government election to teach me a lesson that FCT is not
It's not Obiakpo.
It's not River State. I'm coming to that of Obiakpo. It's not River State. Therefore, I believe that they ought to have prepared. But let me answer one question before I go back. That I declare curfew. You see, that's why we have to be careful. I had one the senator said so. I know she doesn't read. She reads love magazines, all those things. If we had my speech, I said, by the approval of Mr. President, by the approval of Mr. President, who has said for people to go back to their area camps where they come from, that he has given a work-free day so that you don't go back late as against Saturday. By the approval of Mr. President, I never, but assuming do not conceding, as the minister who represents Mr. President, the security reports I have, they do not have it.
Was that why you were moving?
Excuse me, let me answer the questions. Allow the public to get the whole thing before you ask me another question. Because we are here for the public to get everything that happened. That's why we're here. With all due respect, sir. I mean, you have your time, but let the public know what happened. I never declared curfew. I never declared public holiday. And I said, by the approval of Mr. President, he has restricted movement from 8 p.m. From 8 p.m. In essence, you have a free working day. So from 8 p.m., you don't need to go. We have intelligence reports. We don't have any situation to say, oh, violence in the election. And this is not the first time all over the states where government have come to say, look, there are restrictions movement for so time to so time. People, you have said, oh, people didn't come out to vote. Whose duty it is to mobilize people? You are the one contesting the election. You are the party that sponsored you to run an election. Is it the duty of INEC to mobilize people to come and vote? It's the responsibility of political parties. It's the responsibility of candidates in that election to mobilize people. Look at where Senator Rite voted. Her own polling unit. Her own polling unit. Where we thought, you know the people, you can mobilize them. ADC had 2 votes. APC had 3 votes. PDP had 1 vote. That is the senator's polling unit.
7 votes?
Yes, polling unit. I want to saw these people shouting every time that, oh, people didn't come out because whose duty? Now, you are the one telling people that, look, this government is not doing well. The only option you have is to mobilize people to come and vote against the government you have told people that are not doing well, or the government is not doing well. Now, let us tell ourselves the simple truth. Who would have beaten a socialist government in this election? How did they win? Simple. When the president came in power, he appointed us. He called me. What difference can we make that all over the years, ruling parties have never won? And what's the secret? We're only interested in concentrating within the city. Those that live in the city, from experience, from records, don't come out to vote. They're all big men. But they only can talk. They only can criticize. But to come out and vote is the problem. And the president said, listen, we must go to the satellite towns. and let them feel the impact of governance. Let them feel the impact of government. And we went to satellite towns and go and see how happy the people are. When people talk about people didn't come out, where did they not come out? Other than within the city. But when they go to satellite towns, go to Karu, go to Kabusa, go to Sheriti, go to Wasa, go to all those areas, people came out to vote. And you remember, the candidate of ADC had said that all this is not going to be a more. You see, we always give, do you know I have not had any media chat for long? I said I was not going to have any until this election is concluded. Let us really do. Because it is easy to come out on national television to talk. It is easy to say this and to say that. Now the reality is done on them. Now, you talk about the party, my party. That's why am I happy that they lost election. I have told you this. If you don't read, you can't pass the exam, no matter how you call God. Show me where they campaigned. And somebody has said, oh, I move about. How many polling units in FCT? FCT had not less than 3,000 polling, for example. And assuming they don't concede, I went to 10 polling units, for example, to check what was going on. How would that affect 3,000 polling?
But the question is, why did you have to move?
I have a right. I'm the governor of FCT. For security, I have to find out what's going on. I don't need to be told. No, it's not correct. I'm not a candidate of the election.
Yes, and you are not an INEC staff, sir. It's only INEC that can move around on election.
No, you are wrong. You are wrong. Read your law, please. Read your law.
Would you like to
I'm coming. As a candidate, I cannot move around. I must have my agents. As the chief security officer, I have a right to have a view of what is going on. I have a right. And how does it affect? How does it influence
Because a lot of Nigerians
the election?
the rationale.
No, I have told you. I don't know when you people do the referendum of a lot of Nigerians. That's what we have always done. When 20 people go to National Assembly, you say, this is what Nigerians want. When did Nigeria conduct a referendum? When did you conduct a referendum to say that Nigerians are not happy that I, as a minister, I went to 10 polling units to check what was going on? As I get 3,000 and something that have influenced the election. You mean
that's because no previous minister ever did that.
What is my business? What is my business? You have said here that the previous ministers you had never bothered about development. So because they did not do development, that means I should not also do development.
But there was
And they want-
and they were hailing you.
Oh, what?
And all of that. Isn't that
First-
Wouldn't that
first of all,
we're
vote
talking about?
for APC?
No,
That's what people are
first of all, let us take it one by one. I'm not in the ballot. I was never in the ballot. And I never came out to say, vote for APC. Any day, I never came out to say. All I said, candidates supporting Mr. President are the candidate I will support.
Wow.
Fine. I do not know. I do not know. It's not every APC person that's likely to support Mr. President. But assuming they're not conceding that is right, are you telling me that because I visited 10 polling units out of 3,000 and something polling units, that was how it influenced the election and you lost?
You ask people. You ask people to come out and vote, and you will take care of the rest.
Yes.
A lot of people are questioning that. What is the meaning of that?
Oh, listen,
they say, come out, vote, I'll
have you
take care
heard
of the
them
rest.
say agreement? Have you heard me say agreement is what? Agreement. You do for me, I do for you. You fall for me, I fall for you. Every government, every party will say, look, we are going to give you good governance. We are going to provide infrastructure. And I said, listen, if you vote for us, leave it for us to do our own part. Okay. Our own part is to provide the infrastructure as we promised. In fact, when we came on board, I went to all the area councils and I asked them, Amag, what do you want? Buhari, what do you want? Kuje, what do you want? Gwagalaja, what do you want? Abaji, what do you want? Kwali, what do you want? We want this road. No, we want police stations. We want this school. Fine. I came back to Mr. President. This is what the area council said. You see, we're sitting down here and providing projects for communities that they don't require. They tell you their own immediate want. And then you are able to provide them. And I come back to you. I came here and I told you. And you told me what you want. I was going to do it. And we have done it. That means you must have confidence in the government.
Yeah, but Honorable Minister, you got one PDP, just hold on, you got one PDP local government. That's Gwagwalada Area Council. Was it a concession to you to thank you for all you did to get APC 5? At least have one.
What do you mean by concession? Does Anna say, okay, this party, take 4.
I'm talking
you
about the
take
voters.
2.
I mean, maybe the voters or powerful people within government are saying that.
Probably, you see, now, first of all, probably, you must also understand, one of the factors that may influence voting is choice of candidates. You have to be careful about that. There are things I don't want to say here, but I do know that the APC candidate that was selected or that was nominated or flew the flag of the party, that was a problem. And that was a problem.
Abdullah Ganduje, who is alleged to have imposed someone.
I didn't know you are the one telling us.
Because Mr. Minister, I heard you were angry about that nomination.
I couldn't have been angry because I'm not in the APC to choose who will be a candidate. But I know, first of all, I have the privileged information by my position. And I do know that people may have expressed mixed feelings. But what I'm trying to tell you, that the choice of candidate is also a factor in any election. It may not have been last time, but does not mean it will not be now. Or if it was not now, does not mean it will not be tomorrow. People must understand this. And we must not always think that, or take this for granted, or it will continue to be like that.
Minister, if I could interrupt. The feedback we got about that curfew you declared, some of the candidates told us that as a result of that curfew, many of them were not able to come out and vote because usually when they go to work, that is where their polling unit is. So when you declare the curfew 8 p.m. the previous day up until 6 p.m. the next day.
With all due respect to
you said you're the president.
No. When it's a
curfew and public holiday.
I'm coming. Restriction is from 6 a.m. on a voting day.
Previous day was public holiday.
No, that was Saturday. Now let me tell you, election was Saturday. Every election has time for decision. Now, by this 8 p.m. was bought for security. People not to move in people from other areas to cause crisis in the city. That's security.
Yeah, but the feedback is that, let me finish that. They said that they couldn't come out because usually they are used to going to vote, moving around on that same day. So many of them registered there because you were asking why did they not prepare?
Please, you couldn't have moved around on Saturday night. I mean Friday night. Because it's not a voting day.
Yeah, but the day of the election, they couldn't move around.
No, that's what I've said. That there has always been restriction during voting period from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Yes, you cannot say there will no restriction. Then you make it to a violence. You cannot.
But there was no violence before during the campaigns. It was peaceful.
Oh, you see, that is the problem when you sit in your offices. When an armed robber wants to strike, he won't tell you the strategy when he will strike.
So it must be the only way is to declare everybody to at home.
Listen. When a student, I've told you here, when a student has refused to read, you don't expect the student to pass. If you like, let their father be archbishop and begin to pray and say, God, give my child retentive memory There's no retentive memory when you didn't read. It will not work.
Honorable Minister, you said you moved around on election day as governor of the FCT. Now we know that President Bola Tinubu is the governor of the Federal Capital
Territory. Which one am I listening to now?
Okay, myself, Honorable Minister. Myself, Honorable Minister. You said you move around on election day as the governor of the FCT. Yes. But constitutionally,
the Bola Tinubu is the governor of the FCT.
So we expected President Bola Tinubu to be the one moving around, not you.
The power has been delegated to me. I'm exercising that power.
So you're assistant governor or deputy governor?
No, please listen to what I've said. You see, the power has been delegated, assignment has been given to me. Okay, for example, you see, that's why I said some Nigerians, some lawyers, like Femi Falana, when he was talking, have no power. First of all, I never declare curfew. I never said nobody should move. I said by the approval of Mr. President. Remember when I had incident with the military? The same thing for and I said no, the minister has power. He represents Mr. President. Now I'm no longer representing Mr. President. You know, you see this the kind of things you see in our country. And let me tell you, ask the opposition parties. What there are, I don't know. The only opposition party I don't know is PDP. The ruling party is APC. But let me tell you, would like to play to the gallery. I saw P2B, I saw Atiku, I saw Amaechi going to campaign. What Amaechi did was to buy corn. A corn he had never chewed as a minister on the road. A corn he had never chewed as a governor. You like to deceive the poor. Oh, you know, but you never ask yourself, when I was this position, was I doing that? It like P2B today. He's doing birthday party, he goes to IDP camp. When he was governor, did he not have a birthday party? Mention one IDP camp that he did it. You know, we always like to people who will come to play to the gallery. And then you begin to see Nigerians are tired of.
But you said there's no opposition.
No, I said here.
About the ADC.
No, hold on. I said no. No, listen to
what.
Why not you listen? That is why I don't agree with your station. Listen to me. I said the only opposition that the mere fact that the party is registered does not simply say you're opposition. No, it does not. What makes an opposition? Okay, let me tell you how you rate parties. There are 62 wards. 62 wards. APC had 45. PDP had 17. Don't tell me this story. As a senator, in my own ward, I can produce a councillor, and you are telling me that somebody rigged you as a party, serious party, national party. You cannot win a ward, and you are coming to the national television to talk about it. It's so shameful.
Minister, during the campaigns leading to the council polls, we saw something similar to the Rainbow Coalition in Rivers State happening here within the Federal Capital Territory, particularly in Amak. And there are permutations that there could be some sort of influence by you for that event to have taken place the way it did. Were you directly or indirectly involved in that?
Now you get this clear. I'm a politician. I'm not a pastor. Right? If I wanted to be a pastor, I know where I would have gone to. I'm not a journalist. If I want to be a journalist, I know where to go to. I choose to be a politician.
And you play politics?
I am coming. Listen to me. Like, you learn from me. I don't know anything about journalism. So don't play into my own field. Now, you are talking about influence. So you know, the chairman who contested, when the last election that was held, the party normally shares. Look, this governor, go and take care of this area council. I was given area council. the one that made the guy to win.
Why?
No, he was in my party. No, that's what in PDP. I said, listen to what I said. PDP shared positions. And the guy now left. I said, why are you leaving? He said, look, sir, I can't take risk. I don't know who will sign my form. I have an opportunity that they have offered me to run APC. I said, fine. I do know by your performance, you are likely to win. You are likely to win. You know, the thing that worries us here, or what you're afraid of, see, if I run an election today, and I know I'm not going to win, there's nothing wrong in me throwing the towel. It's not to begin to make noise. It is not true. The PDP, as about the one who had, listen, when we have good leadership, not this type of bala leadership today. Ask him, did you come for any meeting? You, I assigned this. You, I assigned this. And it used to happen. It used to happen. It's no longer there. There's no coordination. And what result are you likely to have? And the same thing, and let ADC tell themselves the simple truth. For me, if I were them, the truth of the matter is, look, we came late. Tell people the truth. We are not going to participate in this election. We are not prepared. If somebody who is not prepared for exam, why not say, look.
But Minister, don't you think that will be disenfranchising
Can I finish?
supporters of the
Can
PDP?
I finish? Let me finish. That's the problem I have with you people. When you ask me one question, let me finish with that, so the public can benefit from it. What is disenfranchisement? If as a party, I say, look, we are not prepared for this election, does that not give you opportunity to vote for another person? What is disenfranchisement? Is anybody refusing you to vote? Disenfranchisement comes when you are not allowed to vote, or someone prepared to vote. But no one a party comes to say, listen, we are not prepared for this. Let us not down to the gallery. Let us not begin to tell people lies. We are not prepared. We are not prepared. Let us prepare and focus. If I was in River State now, you would have said, oh, he rigged River's election. I was not there. I was not there. It will be difficult for anybody today to win our team in Rivers. It will be difficult. It doesn't matter how you may say it. It's not to come out on television to abuse anybody. No. No. It's not correct. Again, PDP couldn't participate in that election. Before the judgment of Federal High Court came out, directing INEC to recognize the caretaker committee, the process was over. And so there's no way they would have contested. And if you are running an election, which other party will you go and run? ADC, Zenith Labour Party. You see, people should.
Why not political parties? Because they are registered and they have vehicles that could be used.
Please. You see, that's why we always cross confusion. Something you know that will not work. If you like, do it. Okay, let me tell you. If ADC, if I were them, go and challenge it in the tribunal. Challenge it in the tribunal. It's clear. Let them cancel the election. Let them do another, repeat the elections. It will not be anything different. There is no way. Come, what are you going to tell the satellite towns that what they are going to do for them? Yeah, look, he said, when we come. They was, what are you talking about when we come? There are people who are here now. They are giving us what we want. And you are telling us when you come. Let their coming not be Christ coming.
But that's the same thing APC said when it was in the opposition, and it eventually came in 2015.
No.
What makes you think that ADC cannot come in 2027 or 2031?
Hold on. Remember, APC was the real opposition party to PDP. APC has structures. They have governors. So it was possible to make an impact. Unlike this, anybody who quarrels with Tinubu will go to another party. Anybody who doesn't like Tinubu's faith will go to another party. Look, it's very clear. I was listening to what the spokesperson of APC, what's his name? What is this boy's name?
Felix Moka.
No,
ADC. Bolaji Abdullahi.
Okay, I hardly remember these guys, their names.
Your former colleague, actually.
No, I said I hardly remember.
How can you forget your former colleague?
What is wrong? Minister? I must not get 100% in every exam. I hardly remember. Now let me tell you. Ask what made them to leave PDP to APC. What made them to leave APC to PDP? He ran elected for Senate. What now made them to leave PDP to form a... You see, everybody wants an enclave. Let me be, I'm in charge. And then, you don't tell the people the truth. You tell them, I was hearing him say, when he goes home, you will see his people. Which people? Which people? When the, I tell people this kind of thing that, look, I'm sorry to say this. One of the things that made me go back to say thank you visit, I just wanted to see, to know, where are we?
Testing the waters.
And where are we? And all of you, you are shocked. I have said it more than 1 year ago. Senator Eti, you will come back as a senator.
Are you still standing on that?
Are you going to decide that?
Are you going to
the people, let me tell you what I listen now. I have told you here. Look, you see, that's why people don't like those who tell you the truth. It's bitter. Let me tell you why. I will go to the satellite towns, communities. Do you know her? Do you know her? Let us show one project. You know the abuse Wike. I want you to be my friend. Is it by force? Oh, I want her to collaborate. What? What are you collaborating?
She's a senator of the federal.
Oh,
you are a minister of the federal.
Hold on.
And it's one federal government we have.
You know, you are part of the problems we have. Nobody says you are not a senator. Nobody says I'm not a minister. If I'm a minister, minister well. If I'm a senator, make sure that you do well.
Okay. To work together.
Yes.
Who told you? So things are not moving.
On behalf of the Nigerian.
She said she called you.
You
yelled at her.
No, I don't. Do you know that?
Used to pick her.
I don't even know her number.
Severally.
Can I tell you? Can I tell you? I'm not the man who pretends. I don't pretend. And I know I pretend. And I have told you, mark it today. Today's what? 2nd of what? March. Look, you know, my report card will show. Your report card should also show. Operation show your report card. What did you do as a senator when you were... You see, we shouldn't be taking Nigerians for granted.
And she's saying that you use your friend, Senator Akpabio, the president of the Senate, to deprive her of some constituency projects to be funded.
If Wike is this too powerful, they'll succumb to Wike. Everything, you don't sleep well, is Wike. If you are sick, is Wike.
Of the president.
I would like to, one thing you've been consistent about, and you've said it different platforms,
yes,
is that you are a supporter of the president,
yes,
but you also insisted that you remain a member of the PDP, and
yes,
I respect you for
yes,
that. If Mr. President wins his 2027 election, then that means he's going to stay till 2031.
Yes.
Looking at the People's Democratic Party, your party, which you never denied, if it's time to go to court, you are the first to go to court. Looking at from how many governors in 2023 to about how many of them now? 13 to 3
now.
We don't even know those 3. We don't even know the situation with them. Are you worried, being a supporter of the president, that it might be difficult to review this same party you said is a strong opposition?
Now, just you see, let me just tell the truth. Am I worried that my house is crumbling or was crumbling? Yes.
But you don't look worried.
Yes.
Until you see me emaciated. Until you see me emaciated. Listen. Can I listen? It's
You
not.
actually appear to be
I don't
enjoying it.
look.
Including your friend Amadu Fintiri, who has now left
Listen,
your biggest political opponent, Atiku Abubakar,
why not,
to the APC.
why not listen? I don't look worried. Why should I be? Look, my being worried does not mean that I will look like a hungry man. No, I don't need to do that.
But is it not exhausting?
No, listen. No, let me just listen. I've told you here that. Am I worried my party is not doing well? Yes, I'm worried. Do I believe my party will rise again? Yes, to rise again.
In 2031.
Listen.
Finish the party.
Excuse me, the mere fact that you don't believe in yourself does not mean another person should not believe in himself. The mere fact you don't believe in yourself, what it requires is you putting yourself to work together, to say, look, where have we made mistakes? Can such mistakes be corrected? Yes. Who told you there will be no problems here too? We're all human. We're all human. You see, this idea you think that you must have 15 governors before you win general election is not correct. And let me also tell you, go and mark it today. I've told you here, my support is for President Tinubu. I've never hidden it. That does not mean that PDP may not win some sub-national election. Man, every election is local. I have told you here. You saw how they won in Gwawlada. You saw the one in Gwawlada. You see, when you are in a ruling party, that is impunity. You may not bother. I'm in government. You can feed anybody you want to feed. It doesn't necessarily work that way. I have told you there are governors who couldn't put their successors, but they were governors. There are governors who couldn't make second tenure, but they are governors. For Christ's sake, for speaking out loud.
Are you not worried that your friend Bala Mohammed may likely not have a successor because of this?
Yes.
Is this decision to work for the APC born out of a need to keep your job? Because the president has been captured on video. Minister, let me land, sir.
I want to take exception to that. No. I want to. If you want to ask me a question, don't use about keeping my job. I've been a minister before, and that's the problem we have in this country. You think you must be a sycophant before you get a job. No, I was not a minister when I said I was going to support President Tinubu. I never sat down with you to say, if you win, you will give me so and so thing. No way.
Well, Minister, the president was also captured on video saying that if your performance as minister benefits your party, the PDP, more than the ruling party, APC, that he will sack you.
So that's the problem you have. When you see people are cracking jokes, and that's the kind of thing you sell out to the public. I'm so disappointed that you could say such a thing. You mean where you are cracking jokes, you now take it as a news. No, hold on. ADBN is unfortunate. I don't want to say why you are saying that. And I think we are past this level. The word keeping your job should not arise at all. Should not arise at all. I was a minister. I was a governor. Now I'm a minister. Am I going to die in the position? What's keeping job? The point is that about like people who are principal who have told you, I will do this. You want me to play daytime this way, night, the way some of your friends do it? I will not do that. I won't do it. So the issue of keeping your job, I take exception to that seriously.
Honorable Minister,
seriously, I take exception.
You made an assertion much earlier, which I had wanted to take you up immediately, but let me do that now. While we're justifying the curfew that was imposed, you made allusion to security report. Was it to the effect of people planning to disrupt the election or people planning violence? Because either way, that will appear strange.
That's not fair consumption. Now, let me just ask you one simple way. But they said from 8 p.m., ask me, what do you want to do from 8 p.m. to 12 p.m.? No. The point we are saying, what the president has given you work-free day. Go back to your constituencies so that you can participate in the election. Now let me tell you what happened. And that's why you should know how intelligence is very, very interesting. On that Saturday, to tell you, around 11:30 a.m. from Araba, you can't believe it. I said 11 a.m. in the morning on Saturday 21st when I was going around. And that's why it was commend the security. If you see the influx of people coming to Abuja, the security said, no way, you can't. Election is taking place. We have restricted their movement from 6 a.m. And then, if anything happens at that time, where you allow people coming from states going to
accentuated by the fact that there was a curfew imposed hours preceding that particular.
It's not hours now. No, hold up. No.
Would have been moving.
Hold on now. This was done on Thursday. This was done on Thursday. It's on national television everywhere.
Yes,
it's on not done. No, they cannot say hours. It's not correct. It's more than 24 hours.
It's 3 hours.
No, let us see. If we are selling out information, if the government has said restriction of movement for 8 p.m. on Friday night to 6 p.m. on Saturday, what it means that, look, you can't come in because election will be taking place. Remember, Abuja is at the center. Lokoja, Nasarawa, Kaduna, Niger. And if there are no such restriction or curfew, do you know the kind of how you have studied security? Somebody saying that I had a retest saying this, oh, it's never happened before. Why has it not happened before? Elections are taking place in Niger, there are restriction. Elections are taking place in Kaduna, there are restriction. Elections are taking place in Nasarawa, there is a restriction. Elections are taking place in Lokoja, Kogi, there is restriction. So in that case, all the 4 states that are having boundaries with Abuja have been locked up. So it will be difficult. So even if you don't restrict in Abuja, you may not find it very difficult. But in this case, this is an off-state election. And therefore, people can tune in from Kaduna, people can tune in from Kogi, people can tune in from Nasarawa, people can tune in from Niger. How do you handle such a situation?
Honorable Minister, are you aware that
Yes.
so many people defy
Can you people say, can you
Does it mean that?
conduct yourself very well?
Does it mean that as things stand in this country,
Yes.
we cannot have elections without restriction?
And let me tell you, the problem most of us have, when you go overseas, you take hook, line, and sinker. The kind of technology available, you don't have it here.
No, just Ghana here.
No. What we are talking about now, when we are talking about country population, you're talking about Ghana, that don't even bigger than the River State. I mean, let us stop this kind of comparison. Let us stop this kind of comparison. The fact that does not happen in Ghana does not mean that it will not happen in Nigeria. What we are trying to do is to, at the time, to reduce the level of likely violence. That's what, and what's wrong in that? Then what you stand to lose? First of all, there's no work. You are not going to work on Saturdays. So what's wrong in that?
People earn their living on a daily basis in this country.
Nobody has restricted you from going to television hub because you're an essential duty.
But it's
Let
not about
us first no. Let us face
Yeah.
a reality. No, has anybody as a journalist?
No. I'm not speaking for us.
No.
It's
What
not for those on essential services.
They said on essential services will allow you.
No, market women.
Market women, regular people.
And they're pulling you to.
That is why it is easy. When once you say you open market, then you allow people to troop in. You can't control it. You can't.
Honorable Minister, are you aware that that's between that 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. on the 20th of February, many people residing in the city center defied the curfew, saying that this is not Port Harcourt,
Thank you very
this
much.
is a cosmopolitan city. You can't just stop lots of people from
You see a
moving.
contradiction. You said that stop people from coming out to vote. Now you have also said they defied it. So why didn't they come out to vote? That's a contradiction. Now you have said our curfew made people not to come out. You have also said here that majority defied it, and the same majority did not go out to vote. So which one do we take?
No, there's no, are you agreeing now? Minister, you would have said there's no referendum, but now you buy this.
No, that's to fault you. And look, you are the one who made the assertion. And not that I believed it, but I say, assuming, standing by what you have said, assuming don't not considering to it. How could you say our imposing curfew restricted people from coming out to vote? At the same time, based on what you have from Femi Falana, that, let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you something. You know, I tell people the problem people have. When I was a governor, under COVID, some oil companies defied it. I said, not under my watch. I picked all of them. There's nothing, everybody was calling. Oh, that's it, to hell. You know, I like to, those kind of people who think that they are above the law, those are the ones I'm interested. If I had seen him, he would have known. It's not about telling Nigeria I'm a human rights activist. Rubbish. Complete rubbish. Go and ask under COVID what I did in Rivers. I say, you must obey. You must. It has nothing to do with human rights here. You must. So oil company were flying that. When they fly them, I'll just carry you. I see the helicopters. Yes, I did. Heaven didn't fall. Even if heaven came down, everywhere would have been at peace. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about? If each time government brings up something that will help, you come from one little tiny thing that makes no meaning, just to reduce it. You say that people defied it, and you are happy. For example, president gave order, and you are saying people defied it. So you are happy you are.
No, we are
that's the country. That's the country. That's the country.
The opposition said so.
No.
That many defied your order because
you didn't say opposition. So if opposition said so, you would have quoted opposition.
No,
you said, do I know that people defied it?
And we saw it as journalists actually that people defied.
Let me take you on with those the opposition you belong to, because you work for the opposition.
No, we don't.
No, you do. You
don't have evidence to back that, Honorable Minister.
It will be wrong for you to say that everybody knows who works for who.
Honorable Minister.
Let nobody deceive us.
Honorable Minister, we'll like to go on a quick break.
Your session is
Sample.
So we're outdoors, so if you see some trees, some leaves falling, bear with us. Minister, before we get to the FCT, your party, the PDP, is among those who are kicking against the provisions of the new Electoral Act. Well, I know you may say that, well, that's maybe not the faction that you support, but what is your impression about the provisions made on the Electoral Act? Because they think this is not going to be right.
Which of the sections are you not happy? Are you not happy from section provision section 1 to the last? Or?
Of course, the key ones they've spoken about, the electronic voting, direct or indirect voting, taking away the powers from the parties to choose how they
let me you see, that's why we always had problems. Let me start from the indirect direct problems. A lot of us in Nigeria have always complained that when you do indirect, You allow the rich ones to buy off the delegates. You allow the governor to dictate who will be there. Now people are taking steps now to see how they'll be able to reduce that. It has become a problem. You forgot yesterday that we have cried here that look, governors are the ones who have the resources. Ministers are the ones who have resources. If you're right, they will buy over all the delegates. So why not go for direct primaries? Now, in their own wisdom, has okay, can we also make a trial of this? Because law, in this process, you continue to amend, improve on it from time to time. That has become a problem. And my worry is that those of us who are supposed to educate the public, we have refused to tell members of the public. Why are we shouting? We are those who are shouting here that indirect primary is not going to be favored. The poor cannot. You refuse, you kept it silent. Now they are killing National Assembly for okay, there will be a lot of cries here. Let us now try direct. Whether it will work or not, let us try. Since we have tried indirect primary, and people are complaining that the rich has always capitalized and bought over the delegates.
Isn't it better to...
Well, can I finish now? Can I finish? This is an electoral act. Electoral act determines. That's why when you say, when INEC gives guidelines and the party violates the guideline, you don't come to say it's internal affairs of the party. You are bound to. You are bound to. And again, you have that. You see, that's the problem we're having. We blow hot and cold. You have now said, allow the party. It is the same you